So today's video is about what's for you will not go by you. So a couple days ago, a friend of mine, we're talking on the phone and I was lamenting about my ability to capture an opportunity that I was chasing. Um, and he said that his mother, who lives in Ireland, would oftentimes say this phrase, uh, what's for you will not go by you. Now, I've heard various versions of this phrase, and I started Googling all over the place, researching it. And I think the origin comes from the Scottish phrase, "What's for you, no go by ye," um, which I would love to hear somebody who's from the Scottish old country actually say that phrase and record it, so I could memorize how to say it right. But nonetheless, this phrase is interesting, and so I thought I would ponder it a little bit this morning. So it resonates with me because, when you have an opportunity in front of you, whether it's an investment opportunity, a new job, a new business, whatever it happens to be, a new girlfriend or a new potential any potential opportunity in front of you, you oftentimes anguish about, am I saying the right things, doing the right things? Am I leaving something on the table? Am I engaging the right way? And so a lot of times we'll get stressed out and anxious and we'll agonize over what we coulda, woulda, shoulda said or whatever. So that tends to be something that plagues us. It really does. So this phrase resonates with me because it takes that away. Now, there's an element to this that I find concern with, and that is at the core fundamental foundation of this phrase is a belief in fate, which is the idea that, the ancient, Scandinavian, Nordic type of religions, I think it probably had some roots in Roman theology as well, that there was these fates that decided the destiny of humankind. And you'll find various religions throughout the centuries that have had some balance between humans' free will or free choice and what the human is destined to do or what the human is fated to do or what God has predetermined the human. So you'll find that balance. So this phrase seems to lean heavily towards there's something that you're destined to do or there's something that you're fated to do, and it's not worth wringing your hands about because it'll happen or it won't. So there is an intricate dance there, and I don't know how I believe on that nature. I find myself caught between the two because on one hand, I do believe there's something that God wants me to do or I should do or I'm foreordained potentially to do. And then there's my own free will to figure it out on my own. So I'm kind of caught between those two, and I always have been. I'm not willing to say one or the other is right because I think they're both right. But if I adopt a utilitarian perspective about this, like what's going to make me more happy, then this phrase is absolutely good because the ultimate goal is for me to generate my personal happiness. So if I embrace this mindset that only what matches me is what I will not have a problem if something matches who I am and it comes my way, it will not pass me up because it matches me so closely. And if I have that viewpoint, then I'm less stressed about what I coulda, woulda, shoulda said. However, I don't want to remove my responsibility to do the best I can. But this phrase would lean me towards belief that I need to just be myself. Like when I start pretending to be something I'm not or trying to fake I'm something I'm not, then that is what gets in my way. So I should probably be just myself. Myself is more likely to get an opportunity that's meant for me than not. Now, this is not as magical or as mystical as it seems. It's actually quite logical. If you think about it, if like I had this experience, like I needed to find a sales director for a particular area of my business once. And I really was struggling to find the right person. And I had tried a few people and failed. There wasn't a good match. So I really needed to find somebody. And it was a tough effort. And one day I actually came in contact with somebody who fit the role perfectly. Now, I was not going to let that go. Like, that was important to me. So I pulled out everything I could to make that happen. And I have a feeling that the same thing would happen in reverse. If somebody was working on a project that I was perfectly matched for, they would not look anywhere else. They would say, that is the person I need. So there's a very practical aspect of this. There's a very practical aspect behind this. So I think we should take this to heart. Now, we can also think, we can also think that, I don't know. I'm not going to agree with myself on that. I was going to go down another step, and I was going to go down another area, and I don't want to. So instead, I'll say this: I'm going to embrace this wholeheartedly, this concept, because it frees me from worry and angst and encourages me to be myself. So something that truly mirrors who I am will be more likely a match for me. So I guess, and this is what I'm struggling with mentally as I'm talking here. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I love fate. Amor fati, right? I embrace fate. So as I confidently navigate the path ahead, with my understanding, I believe that the journey itself will guide me to where I'm supposed to be. It's interesting. I'll have to think more about this. All right. Thank you.